And so again, and even though we have a two deep, I don't know how many times you're really going to say so-and-so is really the starter. Because I think on both sides of the ball, you're going to see pushing 44 guys, whether it be 2 or 3 tailbacks, 5 or 6 or 7 receivers, 2 or 3 tight ends, probably 7 or 8 O linemen, 8 pushing 10 D linemen, probably 6, 7 linebackers on the back end, probably 6, 7 in the secondary. So you're going to see some guys playing. One, we got a little bit better team. We got more depth. We got a lot of competition. We got some proven guys. Practice has been great. We got to prove it out here on when the scoreboard's lights are on, the scoreboard's playing, and who's going to make those tackles and make those shots and make those blocks and score those points and make those kicks when it's for real. So again, quarterback, we'll see how it plays out, not being coy, not hiding anything from Indiana State. Running back, good camp by all guys. LeRae Smith basically had like a welt on his back or a blood thing had to be drained. And he's got he couldn't practice a couple of days, but got a wound that's just so it doesn't get infected. So he's full go. And as a young guy, showed a lot of ability with speed. But again, missing a couple of days. It's young guys with the ball. So we'll see where he is. But I'd expect him. You didn't see him a lot if you were looking last night. But it's because he's got basically a wound that a cut that had to be drained. And so it's not a major deal. And I think he'll be full tilt here tomorrow afternoon rolling. But I think yesterday with infection and temperature and sweat and whatnot, he wasn't able to go. So again, I don't have an issue there with LeRae. Probably seeing 4 tailbacks in with D'Angelo. And of course, Tevin and Steven, the two main guys, and both doing really, really well. Talked about Mike Replogle playing some at fullback with Matt Zacheski. We're doing our run period every day. That'll be a part of our offense. Has done well. Bolzer, Casaro, really playing better than they've ever played. Danny Friend, very, very talented freshman. Big guy, can catch it, can block for a young man. You'll see all 3 of those cats, whether it be together, individually, special teams. Receivers, 7-8. Caleb Cornett getting a little in the mix on special team and getting into receiver 7 or 8, which you want to see. Mitchell Page, a young walk-on, second-year guy. Receiver 7-8, getting in the mix. It's a quick little kid. It's awesome. But the main guys will be Wynn, Roundtree, Rick Jones at the slot. 3 good players there. Outside, Cody and DeWeese, Stoner, and Kofi Hughes. And so you'll see the bulk of those 7 guys with Cornett and Mitch Page. Offensive line, you lose Feeney at guard. But we still got, again, I think we'll be pretty solid there with Bernard Taylor, who has starts, Colin Rohrig, who has starts, Jake Reed, that we think is doing as well as anyone, David Kaminsky, Jacob Bailey have came on strong. Ralston Evans has played guard and tackle, coming off his knee injury during 2 days. We have to monitor some of his workload so his knee doesn't swell. He's probably our most effort lineman we got, and we've actually worked Pete Bachman into the mix to be an extra tackle guard with Demetric Camille. Jason Spriggs, a great player. So we're not great at offensive line, but there's a lot of depth and a lot of strength, and it's young, not a senior, losing a good player with Big Dan up there, but got some depth and got a great line coach, and not only Greg, but Ryan Stanchik does a good job. So I think we'll play rock solid up there. Defensively, you're going to see a bunch of D linemen, whether it be the old guys like Richardson, and you've seen Alex Todd or Rayner or Phyllis, and man, Jerry's had a tremendous camp. Zach Shaw has had a really good preseason. Ralph Green, you hadn't seen some in practice, really good preseason. You got Latham and Kenny, the 2 young guys. So you're going to see Jordan Heiderman as well. You're going to see 8, 9, 10 of those guys. There's not much separation. I don't know if anybody right now is a legitimate upper-level Big Ten, but the 2s are as good as the 1s, and we need those guys. And Coach Fabers, Coach Pat are coaching effort. Those kids will learn how to play hard, and I actually think we're going to get better D-line play. No disrespect to a couple of really good D linemen that we lost, but we'll see how it goes. You'll see a bunch of those guys. Linebackers, Cooper's been solid. You saw T.J. Simmons in the spring, going to be a really good freshman player. Lost Hubler outside, but Funderburk was very good in spring. Phil Hardness came on, much like Mangieri, his best preseason, sticking out, making plays. You'll see some young guys out there. You got Griffin Dahlstrom as well. But you'll see some young guys, whether it be Clyde Newton, Marcus Oliver, T.J. Simmons. You'll see those young freshmen in the mix playing defense. Back in, Antonio Allen has came in, is fighting neck to neck with Heben and Murphy at the safety. You'll see those three guys mainly. Dawson, Fletcher's the fourth, but you should see some of Antonio Allen and Heben and Murphy are two of our more veteran players. And on the outside, Tim Bennett's been our best at corner. You'll see him at one spot. Probably the other spot would be a combination of whether it be Mullins, Michael, Hunter, Ryan Thompson, Ryan Williams. So that's kind of it there. Kickers, Toth and Campos, very competitive but inconsistently competitive. Show kicks of being good, and then next day I'm off, and the next guy's good. So need that punter to be a little bit more consistent. We got leg there, it needs to be better. Our kicker has a chance to be a quality player. I think we got some good return guys. And what you'll see if you watch us, and it's a sign of maybe being a better team, you'll see enough second team guys playing on offense and defense that you'll see Cody Latimer covering kicks. Or you'll see Flo Harden on kickoff return. You'll see starters on special teams because they're not playing 80 plays of offense. They're playing 30, 40, 50 plays because they're getting complimented. And hopefully you'll see better special team play because some of our, even a comment from a scout that he said, man, you've got your players on special teams. And that's being done because we've got depth and we're going to play, quote, more players. And what you have is the depth chart or the first name on everyone on that list. I would anticipate you're going to see 90% of those guys in these first games as we play ball. Okay. Last thing I'll hit with real quick before we go to Indiana State. Captains, we're not going to really vote. We've got our team leaders, so our 12 team leaders, and we'll get that in the media release to you with Jeff. We'll rotate around each game between those guys that are our 12 team leaders that we have that monitor our team. Those will be our game captains. They go out for coin tosses. We always vote for captain at the end of the year because sometimes as you go through, your year kind of changes, and you want that to be, because that's an honor. It needs to be a huge honor, and that's forever. And we want the captain of the 13 team, which is going to be honored forever, to be someone that's the true representative of the season at the end. We got 12 great guys. So you'll see different guys for coin toss for what that's worth. In this day and age, that's all they do is say heads or tails or take it or defer. The rest of the time they're looking over and you're saying take it or decline it. So it's not like in shoot, everybody talks about quarterbacks huddle command. Nobody's in a huddle. You're all out there standing there talking at the line all the time. So it's a little different. Indiana State coming in, Coach Sanford first year. It's always difficult in an opener. You don't know what you got. New staff, you're not sure what you got, because no matter what they've done, it's always independent of what you got coming in. So he might have been a guy that didn't run the quarterback a lot, that runs it a lot. Never played with tight ends, got a couple good tight ends. Defense, we were always a 4-man front, but we don't have enough linemen. We're in 3-man. You know, we used to blitz a lot. Hey, we can't cover. We're not blitzing. Every team's different first year because every coach, you go back, it's one of the hardest games to prepare for. You're looking at this, you know, the special teams guy came from here. The offensive line coordinator came from here. Head coach, it's like you're looking at 12 teams. It's painful for me. And you're watching guys that you're not even, like I'm watching some guy, we're never even going to see this dude. Who's this number 52? Shoot, he plays at some school halfway across the country. So the game planning is a little bit more, you got to be ready for everything, and you better concentrate on yourself and make sure you're ready. So we need to be ready for unbalanced formations. We need to be ready for, like this week, our defense put in blitzes and didn't tell the offense they were doing it because the offense had to adjust. And last night, we did a couple formations the defense hadn't seen because all of a sudden, you're going to have to line up and adjust. And we'll probably get the same thing from Navy because, again, in their open, there's always wrinkles that you've got early. So, but their offense, you know, led by a great running back, one of the premier players in FCS, one of the premier players in college ball. He'll be an NFL player. Kid out of our state, was recruited before I got here. He looks like to me as good or better than guys we play with and have played with. A Big Ten level back. And that's a credit, again, previously to all their linemen and what they've done in the past. So Shakir Bell's a tremendous player. He is basically the Heisman Trophy type player of that league, that division of football. And again, they've, previously, they have built that program in the last couple of years, being a top 25 team. Played us last year to a 7-point game. Came in last year to win the game. They'll come in this year to win the game. So it'll be an exciting game for their players. Brand new coaching staff. A lot of ties to state. It'll be a difficult challenge. And it's a team we're not sliding. Again, we're playing this first game early for preparation for the second game. I called Coach Sanford and said, I want to do this. And he said, I want to too. And matter of fact, then he called me a week later to talk about someone about a job, a recommendation. He said, did my AD call you about playing this game early? Because you make strides from week 1 to week 2, and you get 2 more practice days with a coaching change or where we're doing. I think it's great for both teams. I hope it'll be great for our fan base. I know that Thursday's not great for everybody's work schedule, but it is Labor Day weekend, student body. You know, if it's important to you as a fan, no matter what team you're on, you'll be here. It ought to be a great little game for this region. And I say it because moving forward by 2016, we will not be allowed to play them. The new rules, you know, Big Ten is not going to be allowed to play FCS opponents. So again, to me, it's a great opportunity for their team. It's a great opportunity for our fan bases in our region. And again, appreciate your coverage here as media guys and treating both teams with great respect. And again, looking forward to a big week, an opening game, and a great challenge from a team that we got a lot of respect for.